Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. My name is Isolde Trachtenberg, and I am thrilled to welcome you to the Tell Your Story Better podcast. This is a little bit of a different episode. You might hear things that sound a little bit different because I am not at home, not at my studio. I am wonderfully enjoying spending time with my best friend and her family and my husband for the New Year's holidays. Today, I want to talk about something that has me a little scared, I'll be honest. It's about surgery, actually. I have gallbladder issues, and I am pretty afraid of surgery. And I know I have to have surgery. I'm the only woman in my family who's held on to her gallbladder. Everybody else has had to have theirs out over time. And I'm nervous. I'm nervous because I don't like the loss of control that comes with being put under general anesthesia. There's something about it that makes me just wig out. When I was in my 20s, I had, I guess this is probably TMI, so I'm letting you know in advance. But when I was in my 20s, I had a wisdom tooth issue. And in order to get the wisdom tooth extracted, they had to put me under general anesthesia. And I remember very clearly sitting in the chair, and there were Venetian blinds that looked kind of like this in front of me. That's what I was facing. And so I'm looking at Venetian blinds, and the orthopedic surgeon says, okay, count back from 100. And I went, okay, 100, 99, 98, and the Venetian blinds sort of went, and they melted. And the very next thing that I remember is being no longer sitting and instead lying down, and from really far away, Foreigner's Cold as Ice was playing. And it sort of came closer and got louder as I regained consciousness, and I realized that I had been moved to a different room. I was now lying down instead of sitting up in a chair, and I had no idea what had happened to me in that intervening time. And it scared me. So ever since then, that loss of control, that something is happening that I have zero control over because I'm out like a light, has been really frightening to me. I'm a bit of a control freak, I'll admit it, but it's also part and parcel of being aware. I like to be aware of my environment. I like to know what's going on. And it's the ultimate lack of awareness when you're under general anesthesia. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not trying to scare you into going, no, I'm never going to do it if I need to. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say you have to make peace with the fact that sometimes you just have no control. And when you're under general anesthesia, you are trusting that other people have your back. In this case, it was medical professionals, and of course, they had my back and everything ended up being fine, but that doesn't stop me still from worrying about what it means to be in that situation of I have zero control over what's going on, and somebody else has all of it. So there I am going, holy crap, I don't ever want to feel this way again. And now I'm facing it. I'm facing having to go in and get my gallbladder out. And I know that that's true because, you start having health issues and you ignore them for a while and you go, okay, I can go for a while and not deal with this. I can make it happen. And then you finally go, you know what? I can't anymore. I can't make it happen. I have to take care of this. I have to make sure that I'm taking care of my health because I have a greater mission. I have a greater vision. I don't want my health to stand in my way. I want my body to never be a limit to me. So I do what I need to do to take care of it. And a lot of this is self-talk, right? Yeah, you have to talk to yourself and figure out what works best for you so that you are able to then provide for the rest of the people who count on you. I want to be able to help you be the most passionate, happiest, creative person you can possibly be. I want to help you be the best communicator. I want you to be the best human interactor you can possibly be. Well, I can't do that if I'm having health issues because To quote Count Rugen from The Princess Bride, one of my favorite movies, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And that's really the case. So I'm focusing on my health, and I'm having to do some self-talk around what's most important to me here. And a lot of times when we're in this space of figuring out what's most important, we have to rely really on ourselves to get that figured out, to figure out, okay, somebody else can give me the priority, but if I don't place a priority on it, if I don't make it important, then it's never going to get done. So I've decided to make myself a priority, likely have to have surgery, and do the self-talk around all of that that's necessary for me to get over my fear of going under general anesthesia. And it's taking some doing, don't get me wrong. We all have these issues, whatever they are. Yours may not be general anesthesia, it might be something else that frighten us. Everybody has something that terrifies them. And anyone who tells you they're not scared of something is trying to sell you something. So, we all have something that makes us go, ah. And the key is to figure out what it is, to figure out what our rap is on it. You know, what are we thinking about? What is our point of view on it? And what is it that scares us? And once you pinpoint what it is that scares you, then you go about resolving that issue. For me, it is, after a lot of thinking about it, it's about loss of control. I like to be aware of everything going on around me. My history, if you're a longtime listener of this podcast, you've heard some of my history. If you've read my book, Speak From Within, you know some of my history because I detail it in the book. It's important to me to have a sense of control, and it's important to me to know how to take care of myself and others in any situation. I grew up in an abusive home, and so lack of control played a huge role. Abused children have no control, right? We have zero control because the very people you're supposed to be able to trust aren't there to trust. In fact, often they are your abusers. They are the people who are hurting you. So you have to come up with a different way of relating to yourself and that lack or loss of control. So that tape plays in my mind whenever I'm looking at something like surgery. And I've avoided it for a long time, in part because of this. So to me, it feels like a really big act of courage to do something that I really should be doing and can be doing and have the luxury of doing to take care of myself. And it is a luxury. If I need surgery, I have health insurance. I can go and get it done. It's expensive, don't get me wrong. I have a high deductible, but even as a creative, even as someone who works for myself, I made that a priority a long time ago. So I need to ask you, if you have something that is keeping you from living your best life, from taking care of yourself in the best way possible, do the self-talk around figuring out what that thing is. What is the fear that you have around moving forward? For me, right now, it's cut and dry. It's about surgery. It's about getting over my fear of general anesthesia so that I can take care of myself, so that I can keep living the life I'm meant to live, which is, as far as I'm concerned, to be of service to you, to help you communicate better and be your most creative, most vibrant, and most wonderful self. My goal, my mission, and my vision. So in order to be able to live my vision by following my mission, I have to get over that fear. I have to face it. So now I have to ask you, what is it that you want to face and need to face so that you are able to bring your vision into the world? And I would love to help you. If you have questions about how I got to my root fear, let me know. I think I'm going to be doing more episodes about this idea of getting to the root fear so that you can live your best life. Because once you name it, once you see it, once you know what it is, everything becomes easier. You will be able to figure out for yourself how to handle it, how to deal with it, how to perhaps even make friends with it so that you can take care of it and move through it and then move on to the next thing. Because someday, this mountain that you're climbing is going to be in your rearview mirror, and you're going to look at it and go, wow, yeah, I climbed that mountain. I did that. good on me. And that's what's most important, because each fear is a challenge you can meet and you can make happen. And then you can thrive past it. How amazing is that? All right, if you have a friend who is trying to deal with something like this, please tag them, let them know. If you're liking what you're hearing, if you're getting something out of this, I would love, love, love it. It would mean the world to me if you would get on iTunes or Google Podcasts and review the show. Tell me what you're thinking. I'd love to hear about it. If you want me to address other communication, either self-talk or other people talk issues, I would love to know what you want to know about. I'm here to serve you. My name is Isolde Trachtenberg. I hope that you're enjoying the Tell Your Story Better podcast. And until next time, I send you courage, love, and the happiest of New Years.